Welcome back to Inside Michigan Football, and as promised every Monday night, we start off with head coach Jim Harbaugh. Coach, congratulations on the victory, and congratulations, we got a new Wolverine. We got two new Wolverines. One, the son of Eric All. How's Eric, baby, mama, everybody doing? What's the report?
The report's good. They're leaving the hospital today, and you're right. It was a great weekend. Team got better, and the team got bigger with Eric's son Houston joining the world. How about that? 7:45. His son was born, and then got in a car, drove over. Hadn't slept much. I can't imagine if he got much sleep in the last 36 hours before that game, and said he wanted to play. Yeah, and that way, and did some pretty good things in the game.
Also, before we start talking about the game, Noah Wells and his family, honorary members of the Michigan family now as well. How important has team impact been in creating these opportunities for kids and families like Noah Wells?
Well, it's been huge. Larry Prout's had a huge impact on our team and great relationships, friendships. It was great to see Larry was at the game on Saturday, and just tremendous inspiration for all of us. I mean, over some 100 surgeries that he's had, and the enthusiasm he brings, the attitude he brings, it's infectious. Rubs off on everybody. You just got to feel like you just want to rub up against Larry's shoulder and get some of that tremendous attitude that he has. And now Noah Wells joining the team too, and knowing his family been to at least 6 or 7 practices already, and talked to the team once and again today. So it's tremendous for everybody involved, all concerned.
Well, stay tuned because a little bit later in the hour, Noah's going to join us as well as his mom and dad. So stick around for that. But, Coach, as we mentioned, it was a good win on Saturday. After you had a chance to look at the film, were you as happy about the performance as you were when you walked off the field?
I really was. Accomplished winning the game, accomplished improving, accomplished staying healthy too. And if I went through the offense, I would say the tight end group was really good and really solid. 6 tight ends caught a pass. I think we had 5 back in 2016, caught a pass against BYU out of the tight end room. They played really good. And Luke Schoonmaker, his blocking was as good as I've ever seen. You can go back to Jake Butt, all the great tight ends, McCune, some of the guys we've had. But he looks tremendous, moving around and strong. Eric made a big play in the 2-minute. Colston Loveland, great to see that. Okay, so running back room the same way. Guys touching the ball, some having their first carries. Mike Hart's done a great job with the running back room, but it was great to see Blake Corum, have a really good, solid day, and even leaped a guy. So, good stuff. Donovan Edwards was running hard. Isaiah Gash, C.J. Stokes had a tremendous run. Tavier Dunlap. That group was really good. Offensive line was really solid. Quarterback play was really good. And the wide receivers, 15 guys caught a pass. I think I overheard you when I was walking in, highlighting that. And then the defensive side of the ball was also good. The thing I enjoyed the most was just, watching the end of the run or the end of the play and just how many winged helmets were coming into the shot. Guys were pursuing, running like heck. That was good. Secondary play, the guys we thought were going to play really good, like R.J. Moten and Rod Moore, and Mike Samerstill, Jamon Green, DJ Turner. All played well, all made really big plays. Makari Page, I want to highlight him. Just the transformation and now going into his junior year. He's a physical presence out there. Mike Barrett had 6 tackles. He was running really good. Just if somebody breaks through that offense, that line or that front, there's hats coming from everywhere. Yeah. And you would, if you were running the ball, I know I would. My head would be on a swivel trying to go through that. And Mike Sanderson was everywhere.
Yeah.
And And the offensive version of Mike Samersdale would have been Ronnie Bell on offense because he was everywhere, blocking, catching balls. But the blocking was outstanding. Andrell Anthony had a tremendous block. Cornelius Johnson was blocking. I mean, they really took the challenge, and guys were just back there, 15 guys catching balls. They were blocking too. Special teams, Jake Moody extended his streak of 12 field goals made in a row in this game. Brad Robbins had a 47 net punt. Great to see Iman Dennis. He was our special teams player of the week. He's got so many tools, Iman does. He's so fast and athletic, and to see him put that into game practice, it was great to see. So a lot of good things.
Well, you mentioned it. Blake Corum left his feet there, leaped a guy. When that happens, I know there's old school running backs coaches that would say never leave your feet. Do you get a little nervous when you see guys perform that move? Because it seems to happen more often now than it did back when you and I played.
Yeah.
Does it make you nervous in terms of those
it
guys
does.
going airborne?
It does make me a little nervous. It sure does. And but I think more these days, I mean, guys are really, the defenders are really going, they're going for the knees.
Yeah.
They're going for the thigh board. They're trying to be like an arrow going through snow. And Blake had the one hit on the sideline there
right
a little earlier. Good thing he was wearing the thigh boards. But, yeah, it makes me nervous.
Okay. Cade McNamara, what was your estimation of how he played in this game and his opportunity to start the season off?
We had some opportunities and made some really good throws. Intermediate route to Cornelius Johnson was really good. The throw he made to Eric All in the 2-minute drive, the produced the 22-yard gain was that. I can't believe he got that ball in. It was into the tightest of narrowest windows. He had 2 he missed. And I know he was mad at himself.
Yeah.
After the game, and he's such a perfectionist. I love that about him. But it's just 2 short throws he would have liked to have back. The one to Cornelius on the crossing route, and also Cornelius on the 9-yard stop route on the other boundary. But the way things ran I was really happy with. Just so clean, so smooth in a first game to have it go that good with the communication. I mean, there's no delay of games. There was no false starts. All the things that come up in special teams where you're not you don't have the right pump protection or blown coverages. Not one blown coverage from our defense. And watching games, I had a chance to watch some games after ours, and there was a lot around college football that the typical game one type of thing. So I was just really happy with, maybe the most happy with the preparation that the players had and the coaches had going into this first game, because it was about as clean and smooth of a first game as you could have. And also some, big plays, good plays being made, whether they were good throws or good runs. Crisp tackling probably made me feel as good as anything. And as I said, the communication was outstanding. Field goal protection, we got to get that a little bit better. And you saw last night watching the LSU game that how critical that is. But I just don't like anybody in our on our side of the ball in those field goal situations. We can run down on the kickoff coverage and punt coverage better on special teams. A little bit of penetration at times in the offense, especially on the perimeter, some of the perimeter runs. And defense, I thought, was really good. Pressure on the quarterback was outstanding. 8 sacks. I'm calling it 8 sacks.
Yeah,
I think the NCAA is calling it 7.
Yeah, stats say 7, and they were from all different levels. It wasn't just ends, tackles. It was linebackers. It was
secondary, edges. Chris Jenkins up the middle. I mean, it was good. I went back and looked. You know how many sacks we had against Western Michigan last year?
I don't know the answer to that question.
1 sack. Aiden Hutchinson had 1 sack in the opener last year. So it's a lot of things good, a lot of things to build on, and we're going to have to. I mean, this isn't. We understand that there's there's big game. If you used a hunting analogy,
Yeah.
Left
To be
on
had.
to be had, and we got to get better. We got to get better each week, and those teams like Michigan State, Ohio State, all the other states, Penn State, the Marylands, the Iowas, the Indianas, Rutgers. I mean, they're all coming, and we need to get better and better each week.
Well, we'll talk about seeing some of that improvement this week, and the opponent this week, Hawaii, on at 8:00 on Saturday night. But before we get there, we're going to take a quick break. Tonight's show is brought to you by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2022 Michigan football season and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. As I mentioned, we're going to be back with Coach Harbaugh in just a few minutes. This is Inside Michigan Football from Learfield. Welcome back to Inside Michigan Football, joined again by head coach Jim Harbaugh. And, Coach, we were talking at break, 84 players got experience in that game. That's got to be a positive for your program, especially when you don't know when somebody's going to need to be called upon.
No question about it. It's great for development. It's great for morale. You have kids, I have kids. I mean, I go to those games, and sometimes my kids have been in the backup, and they're other teams.
You want to see them on the field?
You'd like to see them play. Hey, coach, get them in the game. You're up 17-1, play them. And we have over 100 on our roster now that have game experience. So we see if we can't keep that growing.
Do you expect either Ryan Hayes or Nikai Hill-Green to be back this week?
I definitely expect Ryan Hayes to be back, and we'll see on Nikai more toward the end of the week.
Okay.
Middle of the week.
How's Carson Barnhart? He went down in the game, and we didn't see him again. Is he going to be okay?
Probably not for this game. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay going forward, but probably out of caution would keep him out of this game.
You mentioned this clean game, and one of the things that I wanted to make sure to point out was the fact that you had already starting down Ryan Hayes. Carson Barnhart is in there. He goes down, and without having to spend a timeout or lose anything in regards to things that you wanted to say for later in the game, Giovanni El Hadi goes in there, plays left guard, bumps Trente Jones out to left tackle, and again, you don't miss a beat. What'd you see from Giovanni and the most snaps that he's had?
Gio, we were really, really happy with Gio. Really, really pleased. Comes in right off the bat and has a play where he's pulling. He's really good at pulling, and he's a physical guy. But he's come a long way. Already been a talented player, but now just confident. Okay, Gio's in there. Oh, we're we're running a pin and pull play to the right. Go good. Gio's going to be pulling here. There was didn't miss a beat, and Trevor Keegan going out to tackle. I mean, his versatility showing there. Olu had a heck of a game, and Zach Zinter, really good game. I mean, physical, graded out the highest on Sharon Moore's grade sheet, and Trente, good, but I think Trente's one of my favorite guys. I like watching number 53, so I have really high expectations for Trente. When you see him do stuff good, then you just expect it, right? Okay, now we have evidence that you can do it good, and we'll just expect that every week. And for Trente and Gio and those guys, Olu, I mean, Keegs, we know. You just know that they're good and versatile, and we'll count on that every single week.
So you see it one week, and you mentioned you want to see it again. 7 sacks from the defense. Great pressure on the opposing quarterback, especially from Mason Graham, Mozzie Smith, but really at every level of the defense. Will that be a trademark of this defense? That last year it was Hutchinson and Ojabo. This year it could come from anywhere.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that a lot. That it could come from anywhere, and all options are open. And I think when you have guys that can really run, and you have a creative coordinator like Jesse Minter and Klink, all options are available. And second level type of blitzing, I mean, Junior Colson gives you that. I mean, he's got the speed. Mike Barrett gives you that. So does Khalil Mullins and Mike Sammer still coming off the edge. Boy, looked like just a natural doing it. And then the guys like DJ Turner and Jamon Green. I mean, they had really great games too. I mean, Jamon didn't show up on the stat line that as much because he was covering guys, and helping to create some of those sacks. And the safeties, like I said, Makari Page and Rod Moore, who had 4 tackles and an interception and got in on a sack, and R.J. Moten. We expected them to play good, and they went out there and did.
Junior's going to join us in a little bit. And
he's the real deal.
Led the team with 10 sacks. What have you seen from him from freshman All-American last year, had a good season, to what you're seeing on the field now?
Just really this, consistency, more of the same. I mean, he's just he's a great guy, easygoing guy. I mean, he's very pleasant. When you talk to him, and I'm sure when you have him on the show tonight, you'll see the nice smile.
Both him and Mozzie are real nice, and then I think once they get out there, things change.
Yeah, I mean, probably some of the most well-mannered, respectful gentlemen that are on our team, and but they do flip a switch, when they get out there on the field.
I do want to ask you real quick, leading up to this game, obviously you're going to play Hawaii Saturday night. J.J. McCarthy's going to get the start.
Mm-hmm.
What are you expecting out of him? How do things change in terms of preparation leading into Saturday night's game?
Very, very similar to exactly how we did it last week with Cade. I mean, J.J. will take most of the 1 reps in practice this week, and what I'm hoping for is really, I mean, what he was like on the sidelines and in the game. It was just real. You could tell the game was slowing down for him, and he was calm, cool, and collected, and going out and executing, making plays himself, getting the ball to the playmakers. Thought he was real good. So, I mean, we'll be really striving to do what we did in the first game, at the quarterback position. Expect JJ to go out and play well, and then and get Cade in too. We'll get Cade into the game. I don't want to see him go a week where he's not in there and playing, just like we did. We didn't want to see JJ go a week without him being in there and playing. So we'll probably see something similar in this game.
Are you hopeful going into UConn that you'll be able to know who your starting quarterback is going to be?
Yeah, I'm hopeful for that. It's just we have the time to look at it. We had last week, this week, and see where we're at. But I mean, you kind of know where you're going to be at. Where you got 2 really good guys.
Yeah.
Same thing we've been saying now for weeks.
When you look at Hawaii, they're a team that has had some penalty issues. They've had some turnover issues. How do you keep your guys disciplined, playing at a high level where they should be playing and not playing down to anybody else's level, no matter who that is on the other sideline?
Yeah, well, there's a long every given Saturday. Everybody's familiar with that, but it's you take nothing for granted ever, and also, respect every opponent that you play, and then also just like we talked about before, we got to get better. We got to take this opportunity to improve our team as much as we can, get as good at football as we can, because you probably watched some of the same games I watched. Not just the ones in our conference that all looked, really good. Watched Michigan State, Penn State, Ohio State. And the others, Georgia, caught them. They look pretty.
They look really good.
Yeah, they smoked Oregon, and Alabama looked really good, and a lot of the others too. So we've got our aspirations pretty high, and if we're going to meet some of those, then we're gonna have to waste no time, waste no days, waste no practice days or game days or any hours in trying to get us as good at football as we can get.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you stopping by, and best of luck on Saturday. We'll talk to you next Monday night.
Appreciate it.